Hey guys, we're out here today with Benchmark Supply. We just got the 3D machine control set up in the excavator. We're playing with the rover and we're about to put everything to the test.
We're out here with TSF Construction. We spent yesterday doing the GPS installation on his cat machine here. Got everything all buttoned up, calibrated, ready to go. So today, I've been out here with Cody, kind of going through typical job site workflows. Talked a little bit about how to do a retaining wall. So we actually utilized the F8 rover and staked out a retaining wall, brought that data over to his machine so he could go actually get to work and start digging with it. They do a lot of foundation work as well. So we were showing him how to basically use the GPS system on his excavator to come out on a brand new job site, lay out the corners of the foundation, put in all the math, do our side slopes, and start digging with it.
Its job is to make it easier on the operator to find grade. So they can generate grades themselves in the field, and then the GPS portion of it calculates the difference of where any bucket tooth or cutting edge is in relationship to that to report a cut or fill, so then the operator can do his job. We also implemented a rover so we can do some pre-job setup, do stakeout, do some area computations, volume computations. So it's a really unique package that's very simple to implement.
Install done yesterday. Chuck and the team came out. You got some training yesterday and today with Levi and the tech staff. How are you feeling about your purchase now that you've met the team and used the equipment for a little bit?
I'm feeling really confident. I mean, it's a big purchase, you're spending a lot of money, and I've had the nervous jitters just like anybody else that's spending that kind of money. However, the past week I got to use it.
Yeah.
That built a ton of confidence, and then yesterday and today with the team and being able to use the stuff and actually test things out.
Yeah.
Superior confidence, not only that I can use it, but my team can use it. That's actually going to create efficiencies in the field, and it's not just another cool gimmicky thing like, look, I got head units on my excavator.
Right. And one of the things I love about what Benchmark does is that they're one phone number for anything, whether you're having issues with the software, the hardware, the team's having issues with the programming. You just call Benchmark. They can even remote into your software, into your hardware, and help fix it right there on the fly instead of you waiting for a tech or 3 hours for a call back because the one guy at the dealership that knows what he's doing is out on another job site. That's one of the things I really love what they've got going on.
What I really feel with Benchmark is they're targeting customers like me.
They are.
And that makes me feel superiorly confident to go to them because I'm going to get that back end support. And not just when things break, but they'll be able to help me with building in models, or, I got some questions here or there. Essentially, the message I got from them was nothing is too silly to call. If you got a question, I want you to call, and I want to help take care of it.
And there's something else that they do that I had to pick up on it by myself, and I had to go ask questions. But they literally, like when we logged into that, you're connected to 30 some satellites. And everyone that's worked with TopCon or any of those other ones are like, well, we usually have like 12 to 18, right? And I was like, why do you have so many satellites? And they're like, oh, we have a proprietary GPS network that we've partnered with a company that's nationwide who's building it for autonomous vehicles, not a DOT system. So you don't even need a backup system. And if you don't have service somewhere, that company is so focused on building a mesh that if you let Benchmark know, they typically have some sort of a base station set up within the next month. But you can't get that. It's not
I didn't even know that part. That's right.
And that's not through CHC. That's through Benchmark. So if you bought a CHC setup from a different dealer, you're going to go through the same headache. you know, they're pre-installing it before they ship it out to you. And we'll talk about that with the rover video, but like you literally turn it on and like 30 seconds later, it was like
It's
fixed, GPS coordinates connected.
Yeah.
Right. Where most guys are like, well, oh, I don't have the right SIM card, and what are my points, and what's the login again for this, and I got to set up my contract with the DOT, and it's just kind of, it's just a burden.
Yep. And then, so again, I went through almost the end stage process, like
right.
almost signing the paper with one of the big three. Went through that process, and I actually was talking to them longer than I was talking to Benchmark. The number one thing where I didn't pull the reason I didn't pull the trigger months prior was I was nervous about operating the system. Like, yeah, absolutely. I understand that GPS can make my system and my company more efficient.
Right.
If we can use it. And that was the biggest thing from other contractors that have used these systems that I've talked to. And here's the deal. If you're a big $100 million company and you have a whole team of modelers and CAD guys in your office, and you know what? That perfect for them. I don't.
Right.
I don't have that. You know, I got a whole team of field guys, and then me and Samantha are everything else. You know? So that was one of my really big concerns, was that I'm gonna spend all this money, you know, nearly 6 figures.
Right.
And not even be able to use it. So at that point, I'd rather just pull strings and run grade rods and have the guys do it old school, because I know that can work, even though it maybe isn't as efficient. But if we don't know how to use it, then it's still not efficient. So when I started talking to Chuck and the Benchmark team, instantly I got the feeling like we're going to be able to use this system.
Right.
And seeing Cy Kirby use it and hearing his take on it.
Yeah.
You know, huge. Chuck will say it. His biggest struggle with this system is educating the masses and getting it out there. Because as soon as I saw this, I was sold. And now that I have it here, I'm even more sold.
Even more sold. And I think that's the message, right? It's, yeah, there's a learning curve. Yes, you've got to figure out what the menus are and how they connect. But there was a learning curve with your iPhone. There was a learning curve with your computer. Hell, there's a learning curve with the cars today.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not that it's going to be so simple that a 2-year-old can use it, but it is so simple that it has a short learning curve.
Exactly. And that's something I think people need to understand too, is I think that's where this is going to be really, really beneficial, where guys like me that may have struggled to get into technology, now we can, because not only is it a good price point,
yeah,
we feel like we have the confidence that we're going to get the support from who we're getting it from. And the system itself is easy enough for us to use. So between those three things, it's a no-brainer for guys my size.